The glamorous image of K-pop often masks the struggles that many trainees and even idols face behind the scenes. While fans see dazzling performances, luxurious outfits, and massive global fame, the reality for many aspiring idols is far from ideal. The K-pop industry is known for its rigorous training system, where young hopefuls dedicate years of their lives to perfecting their skills without any guarantee of debuting. What's even more shocking is that many of these trainees, and even some debuted idols, have to work part-time jobs just to support themselves financially. Despite the billions of dollars generated by the industry, a significant number of K-pop hopefuls experience financial hardship. They take on side jobs at cafes, convenience stores, and even restaurants to make ends meet while training. Even some debuted idols, especially those from smaller or struggling companies, have had to juggle entertainment schedules with part-time work. This essay explores the financial struggles of K-pop trainees and lesser-known idols, the reasons behind their hardships, and the impact it has on their mental and physical well-being. The financial struggles of K-pop trainees. Before an idol debuts, they must go through an intense training period that can last anywhere from a few months to over a decade. During this time, trainees do not receive a salary and must often cover their own expenses, including food, transportation, and sometimes even training fees. The cost of being a K-pop trainee. Some companies provide free training, housing, and food, but many do not. Trainees may need to pay for singing, dancing, and language lessons if their company does not cover these expenses. Transportation fees to and from the training facility can be expensive, especially in cities like Seoul. Many trainees have to purchase their own stage outfits, makeup, and other necessary items. For those coming from low-income families, the burden of these costs can be overwhelming. Some trainees come from rural areas or even foreign countries, making it even harder to financially sustain themselves. As a result, many take on part-time jobs in cafes, restaurants, or retail stores to afford their daily expenses while still dedicating themselves to their demanding training schedules. The reality of debuted idols. Still struggling financially. One of the biggest misconceptions about K-pop is that once an idol debuts, they automatically become rich. However, this is far from the truth, especially for those from smaller agencies or less popular groups. The debt system in K-pop. Many entertainment companies operate on a debt system where trainees accumulate debt during their training period. Once they debut, idols must work to pay off this debt before they start earning profits. The amount deducted from their earnings includes costs for housing, training, styling, makeup, and even music production. This means that even after debuting, many idols do not see actual income for years. Some struggle so much that they have to take on part-time jobs just to survive while actively promoting as idols. Examples of idols who had to work part-time. AOA's Chanmi once revealed that she worked part-time at a clothing store despite being an idol because she needed extra income. Former Dal Shabet member Sari admitted that she had to work side jobs like tutoring to support herself financially after her group's activities slowed down. Mamaland's Daisy spoke out about unfair financial treatment in her company, revealing that she was left with little to no earnings despite being in a relatively successful group. Stellar members disclosed that they barely earned money despite their controversial concepts bringing media attention, forcing some of them to take on side jobs. Now, for idols from groups that do not make it big, financial instability is a harsh reality, and many end up taking part-time jobs while still maintaining their careers. How part-time jobs affect trainees and idols. Balancing training or idol activities with a part-time job is physically and mentally exhausting. Here's how it impacts them. Physical exhaustion. K-pop trainees already undergo grueling daily schedules filled with dance practice, vocal lessons, language studies, and media training. Adding a part-time job to this schedule means they have little to no rest. Many trainees wake up early to work, attend training throughout the day, and then go back to their jobs at night. This results in severe exhaustion, lack of sleep, and even malnutrition, since some cannot afford proper meals. Mental health struggles. The financial stress, coupled with the immense pressure to succeed, takes a toll on their mental health. Many trainees and idols suffer from anxiety, depression, and burnout. The fear of not debuting, combined with the struggle of making ends meet, leads some to question whether pursuing K-pop is worth it. Social stigma and embarrassment. Some idols who have to work part-time jobs experience embarrassment or even ridicule from the public. Fans expect their favorite idols to live glamorous lives, so when news spreads about an idol working at a cafe or a convenience store, some netizens mock them. This stigma further isolates struggling idols and makes it even harder for them to maintain their self-esteem. Why does this problem exist in K-pop? The financial struggles of trainees and idols stem from multiple systemic issues in the industry. Unfair contracts. Many entertainment agencies sign idols under contracts that heavily favor the company. These contracts often place the financial burden on the artists, forcing them to pay off debts before seeing any income. The oversaturation of the industry. The K-pop industry debuts hundreds of new groups every year, but only a handful become successful. With so many groups competing for attention, many failed to make enough profit to support their members. Lack of financial support for trainees. Unlike in Western music industries, where record labels often provide financial advances to young artists, K-pop agencies rarely support trainees financially. This means that unless a trainee comes from a wealthy background, they have to find ways to support themselves. Can the industry change? There have been small steps toward addressing these issues. Some companies have started offering better financial support to their trainees, and legal protections for artists have improved slightly in recent years. However, more needs to be done to ensure that aspiring idols are not forced to work under such harsh conditions. Potential solutions include stricter laws regulating entertainment company contracts to ensure fair wages, agencies providing financial stipends to trainees who cannot afford basic expenses, more transparency about debt repayment systems so that idols are not trapped in financial struggles for years. The dark side of the K-pop industry includes the heartbreaking reality that many trainees and idols struggle financially, sometimes resorting to part-time jobs to survive. While fans see idols living glamorous lives, many are secretly working extra jobs just to afford daily necessities. The system needs to change so that aspiring idols are not forced to choose between their dreams and financial survival. Until major reforms take place, the industry will continue to push its young artists to extremes, both physically and financially. Fans, agencies, and policymakers must come together to ensure that K-pop remains an industry that nurtures talent rather than exploits it.